My first job was working for my father, Buzz, for $5 a day. I was cheap labour, but I loved it, even back then as a kid. I went to my first sales as a 10-year-old, and then 5 years later, I led my first yearling through the sale ring. Dad and Uncle Tom both thought she'd make around $40,000. That was what they'd budgeted for, but she ended up making $175,000. The year was 1985, and I was hooked. Nancy Teschmaker, who married grandfather back in 1938, married on the conditions that her horses and her dogs could come with her. And grandfather duly accepted. And I guess that's where the legacy of the thoroughbred at Te Parae started. Grandmother was a well-renowned horsewoman in her own right. The old man Buzz was a very good horseman too, and Buzz taught me a lot. A lot of the basic skills like where to be, where not to be, and just body language. It's really hard to be taught body language around horses.
I think Buzz has got a natural instinct for it, really. He's known it all his life, and I guess really has gained a lot from his mother's knowledge. And Sam is the same.
After I left school, I spent 3 summers with Sir Patrick and Lady Hogan at Cambridge Stud. At the same time, I completed a diploma in farm management at Lincoln College, but made the most of every holiday to upskill. I was fortunate to have time with David and Macy Benjamin at Fayette Park, with a mate of mine and studmaster, Gary Mudgway. The Stallion Omnicord taught me a life lesson to always be on your game, when he savaged my arm requiring 9 screws in it. Little Avondale has grown from Te Parae stud that my grandparents Alistair and Nancy Williams started. Buzz and Susie's dedication ensured Little Avondale developed to the next step, so we could continue a pretty special legacy we have today. Our foundations have been built on strong relationships here in New Zealand and Australia racing, plus a whole lot of fun. We all know there is nothing better than a Kiwi-Aussie challenge in sport. Granny Andy's foundation mare, Sunbride, was her pride and joy and produced 3 horses that all ran in the top 4 of the Melbourne Cup. The multiple Group 1 Sydney Cup winner, General Command, he ran 4th. Caulfield Cup winner, Olympia, who ran 2nd and 3rd in the Melbourne Cup. And the 1957 Melbourne Cup winner, Straight Draw.
Straight Draw, the whips are out, and Straight Draw goes as straight as a gun barrel to beat Prince Darius, third Bandy.
In this game, it's all about winning. They stood the champion stallions Sabine, Agricola, and Oncidium, with Oncidium topping the sires table in Australia and New Zealand 3 years running. In 1974, Buzz and Tom sold the very first Australasian $100,000 yearling to TJ Smith. He went on to become the stakes-winning Gold Pulse. One of our favourite Aussie trainers was the legendary Bart Cummings. He raced many of our progeny with great success: Lowland, Diana, Leilani, Lilia, Sandaray, and Bottle Sunshine. We've been very lucky to have some stunning broodmares, and another standout is Sound Lover. She had 13 foals, 11 to the track for 11 winners, 5 stakes performers, totaling 58 wins. Retaining the share in Zabeel through the family succession has definitely been a big part of LA's growth. Stakes winning Leigh Beale, who ran 2nd by a whisker in the Caulfield Cup, Group 1 Metropolitan winner Dress Circle, and stakes winning Men at Work all had the Z factor, as did Philosoph, who we sold to Jonathan Munns. He went on to win the Group 2 Chairman's Handicap. As I've said, in this game, it's all about winning. Results in the sale ring are very important to keep developing the farm and our broodmare band. Whether it's selling a yearling for a client who's paid off his mortgage, or selling our very own stunning Savabeel colt for $775,000 in our 75th year. We never race a horse by ourselves, as it's so much more fun with a bunch of friends. That is the holy grail. Seeing a horse you've planned, bred and nurtured win on the track, it's a feeling like no other. It makes all the crazy horse hours that we keep totally worth it. It's very important that every horse that leaves LA is in better shape than when it arrived. We make no apologies for requesting excellence. We are nurturing precious bloodstock, people's pride and joy, and they deserve nothing but the best. Katrina represented New Zealand in both show jumping and eventing, but I managed to woo her back to LA and convince her to change her name in 2001. Katrina's love was always horses, but now it's all about people who love horses. The first thing she asks me every evening is, "How are the team today?" It's long hours and it's tough working with horses. There's no room for complacency, so we value our team enormously here at LA. With the farm fully irrigated, we can now cater for up to 350 horses on the farm during the breeding season and foal down around 150 mares a year, while ensuring a constant flow of sheep and cattle through the farm to manage our pasture. To have a business that is your passion, and to share the excitement and the thrill of it all with clients and friends, and to claim a day at the races as a work day, especially when you're breeding and selling Group 1 winners like Viadana, Xanadu, Saint Emilion, Dalcello and Your Deal, it's pretty darn special. A foundation of 80 years is something we're very proud of. We're incredibly excited about the stallions and their progeny and what's ahead. The racing landscape is changing, but nothing changes that winning feeling. And for us, that thrill and sharing it with friends is what keeps us totally focused on the prize.
The family's not just the immediate family of my family or our family. It's all the staff that work here. Then every now and again, there'll be a bit of a sort of wind-up party. And so all the team come along. I think in this game, you've got to have passion and you've got to have a lot of it to survive in it and get it and do it properly. Look at the people who have done extremely well in the game, and they are extremely passionate about what they do. And I think the greatest thrill that Susie and I have is that Sam is unbelievably passionate about his business.
LA, big on winning.